Well, March, as you know, is Women's History Month. And when we're looking to acknowledge the advances of women in leadership, we need look no further than the highest elected office in this state. Kathy Hochul's rise to the governor's office is an important milestone for women and for Western New York. Channel 2's MaryAlice Demler visited Governor Hochul recently right at the state capitol in Albany to talk about a number of important things, including the significance of her historic rise to power.
It was great to have a chance to sit down with you once again, and you've been there through every part of my career, MaryAlice.
Yes, we were there when a young 30-something Kathy Hochul in 1994 first won election to serve on the Hamburg Town Board. And more recently, just 6 years ago, I met up with New York's new lieutenant governor at her favorite Hamburg diner and talked about her early career.
So I was going to be a staffer behind the scenes.
So why did you see yourself behind the scenes and not out front? You seem like a natural out front person.
I was very shy in high school.
We also walked through the trailer park in Woodlawn where her parents started their married life. Flash forward to last week, and our walk this time is through the hallowed Hall of Governors in the state capitol, where her portrait will one day hang. Having won the office now, do you find you have a few pinch me moments?
You know, I did it first, but now I really feel comfortable in the role. It's humbling, but it's also empowering to know that I have a state, I have a lot of people counting on my success, and they want me to be successful.
But winning the state's top job on her own as a woman and a Western New Yorker made her an underdog in a state notorious for its rough and tumble politics. Some people calling you the luckiest person in politics and the accidental governor. Did that offend you? And what did you actually think when you heard that?
They just didn't know me. They just didn't know me. And I knew over time they would. I'm often underestimated. You come from Western New York. We haven't had a governor from Buffalo since Grover Cleveland. So just that whole idea that someone from upstate and Buffalo could be a governor was very foreign to a lot of people.
She says there were few women role models for her to look to back in the 80s when she worked on the staff of esteemed New York Senator Daniel Patrick Moynihan. Now she says women in powerful positions have an even bigger role to play.
We have a responsibility to make it easier for the next generation and to reach back to them and offer them internships and positions in administration. I have so many women in my administration. And I look at this as a farm team. You know, they should run for office someday. They have so much to give.
What advice might you want to give for women who might be hesitant to come into state government given the scandal of the previous administration? Some young women might be deterred by that.
No, we are working very hard and have been successful in changing the culture. Absolutely. It's by bringing more women into the corridors of power overall so they see other women. Women who've had shared experiences, who know how tough it can be and looking out for each other. It's a different culture altogether. So they should never be hesitant.
Well, aside from talking about women's issues, I also talked to the governor about some of the controversial proposals in her state budget that are getting a lot of criticism from Republicans and members of her own party. We'll have more on that at 6 and 11. She has her hands full. She has defied the odds by winning the job last November when a lot of people, Kate, really counted her out.
It's interesting to hear her talking about looking ahead and bringing more women up because there has been progress, but it has been a slow go. And there's still a huge gap between women and men when it comes to leadership. What does she say about that?
No question. She really talked about how we are nowhere near parity, that we've got a long way before there are an equal number of women and men in the halls of power. And she said that still there are many times where she's still the only woman in the room. But she is doing her part to change that.
Interesting conversation for sure, and more to come.
Thanks.
MaryAlice, thank you.